Let's have pizza for lunch. But I can't. I have high cholesterol. Then, how about salad? But I don't like salad. Fish? But I hate the smell of fish. So, nothing. Oh, but I'm hungry. You said but like 100 times. Do you know any other words? Hello, my name is Maddie from POC English, and in this lesson we are going to learn some alternatives to the word but. Let me give you some technical description. I promise to keep it short. In the English language, any word that connects two different clauses or two different sentences is called a conjunction. There are three main types of conjunctions: coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, and correlative conjunctions. But what are they? Let me keep it very simple. A coordinating conjunction connects two different sentences, both of which are independent clauses. A subordinating conjunction connects two sentences, one of which is independent and the other is dependent. And a correlative conjunction, which is a pair of conjunctions such as either or, neither nor, not only but also. Now let's talk about coordinating conjunctions, which are conjunctions connecting two independent clauses to each other. There are 7 coordinating conjunctions: for and nor, but, or, yet, so. Put the first letter of each word together. What do we have? Fanboys. This is a very easy way to remember all the 7 coordinating conjunctions. Now, as you can see, the word but is a coordinating conjunction. So I said the whole technical story just to get to this place. But is a coordinating conjunction connecting two independent clauses together. But what is an independent clause? Look at this example. I want to eat pizza, but my cholesterol is high. First, look at the clause before but. I want to eat pizza. Is it complete? Does it have a meaning? Does it have a subject and a verb? Then this is an independent clause, which means if you read this sentence alone, you get the meaning and the sentence is complete. Now, look at the clause after but. My cholesterol is high. Again, this is a very clear sentence. There is a subject and there is a verb. So any complete sentence, which can be understood alone and on its own, is an independent clause. Now, but is used to connect two independent clauses. And now it is time to learn 7 sets of alternatives to the word but. Before we begin, if you want to have the list of all the alternatives with their example sentences in one PDF file, you simply have to give me your email address and I will send it to you for free. Not just that, but also the lesson summary of all my future videos. How? Click on the link above my head, go to my website, enter your email address, and hit subscribe. That's it. Let's just start with alternative number 1, on the other hand. Not on this one, but on the other hand. This is a very formal alternative. Look at this sentence. We should invest in advertisement, but our budget is limited. Instead of but, I can say, on the other hand. We should invest in advertisement. On the other hand, our budget is limited. Now, you can also pair this with on the one hand and make a sentence like this. On the one hand, we should invest in advertisement. On the other hand, our budget is limited. Alternative number 2 is a fancy but, which is however. I really like you, but I don't want to start a new relationship. Instead of but, you can say however. This again is formal. I really like you, however, I don't want to start a new relationship. Now pay attention, we have a comma after however, and we usually use however in the beginning of the sentence. So as you can see in this example, there is a full stop, then however, and then there's a comma. Moving on to alternative 3, again, a very formal alternative to but, which is yet. Now I know there is another yet which we can use as an adverb in present perfect, saying, I haven't finished my homework yet. However, this is not that yet. This is another yet, which means but in a formal way. I don't like that job, but I have sent an application. Instead of but, you can say yet. I don't like that job, yet I've sent an application. Or look at this example. They played really well, yet they were defeated. They played really well, yet they were defeated. Alternative number 4, nonetheless or nevertheless. Pay attention, this is one word, not 3 words. It's not nonetheless. No, it's nonetheless. It's not nevertheless. It's nevertheless. Both of them can be used interchangeably, which means instead of each other. And they have the same meaning. They mean but. I know there are many risks. Nonetheless, I want to make an investment. I know there are many risks. Nonetheless, I want to make an investment. As you can see, I am trying to show contrast between 2 independent clauses. The first clause says, I know there are many risks, which is negative, which is bad. The second one says, I want to make an investment. And I use nonetheless. I can say nevertheless with the same meaning. Or look at this one. There are several problems in our company. Nonetheless, we are doing our best. There are several problems in our company. Nonetheless, we are doing our best. Again, instead of nonetheless, I can say nevertheless, with no change in meaning. Alternative 5, even though or although. Again, both of them can be used interchangeably instead of each other. Look at this example. She will be coming tonight, although I'm not sure exactly when. She'll be coming tonight, although I'm not sure exactly when. Instead of although, I can say even though, with no change in meaning. Look at this one. He decided to go, even though I asked him to stay. He decided to go, even though I asked him to stay. Again, as you can see, there's a contrast between 2 independent clauses. He decided to go, I asked him to stay. And I use even though or although in between the 2 clauses. Careful now, pay attention. Common mistake is when students use but and although at the same time in one sentence. Look at this. Although I'm tired, but let's go out and have fun tonight. Oh, this is wrong. We can only use but or although, not both of them at the same time. This is a very common mistake. So you can say, although I'm tired, let's go out and have fun. Or, I'm tired, but let's go and have fun. Alternative 6 is though. Now this has the same meaning as although and even though, but it's informal. They're coming next week, though I'm not sure on which day. They are coming next week, though I'm not sure on which day. We can also use though at the end of the sentence. Look at this one. It's an old movie. I like it though. It's an old movie. I like it though. And the last alternative, in spite of or despite. Now pay attention because this can be very tricky and students often make mistakes when using in spite of or despite. But why? Look at these 3 sentences. In spite of his injury, Ronaldo will play. In spite of being injured, Ronaldo will play. In spite of the fact that he is injured, Ronaldo will play. Here are 3 different sentences with 3 different grammatical structures. Pay close attention to what I am going to say. After in spite of or after despite, we either use noun or gerund. If we want to use a full clause, as in the 3rd sentence, as in the 3rd example, we must say in spite of the fact that. So we use this, the fact that. So 3 different ways of using it. After in spite of or after despite, we either use noun, his injury, gerund, being injured, or full clause after the fact that, in spite of the fact that he is injured. Now, instead of in spite of, you can say despite, with the same rules. There is no change in meaning either. So I can say, despite his injury, he will play. Despite being injured, he will play. Despite the fact that he is injured, he will play. And pay attention, common mistake is when students say despite of. There is no of after despite. We say in spite of, not despite of. No, no, no. And another common mistake is when students say in spite. There is no in spite. It's always in spite of or despite. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you know any other alternatives to the word but, don't forget to let me know in the comments with one example. See ya!